Welcome to Second Chapter Stories, where we share powerful journeys of ordinary people who found the courage to start again when life didn't go as planned. These are stories of loss, change, and rebuilding. If you've ever felt stuck, starting over, or unsure whether your best days are behind you, this channel is for you. Today's story is about a woman who thought she had a stable marriage until everything suddenly fell apart at 39. Let's begin. At 39, Miriam believed her life was finally settled. She had been married for over a decade. She had built a home, raised two children, and structured her life around stability and routine. From the outside, everything looked secure, but inside her marriage, something had already begun to break, and she didn't see it coming. This is her story. For years, Miriam had ignored the small signs, the distance, the silence, the growing emotional gap between her and her husband. She told herself it was normal, that marriages go through phases, that things would improve. But one evening, her husband said words that changed everything. He wanted out, just like that. No long explanation she could understand, no warning she felt prepared for, just an ending. At 39, Miriam found herself facing a reality she never planned for. She wasn't just losing a partner, she was losing the life she had built for nearly 15 years. The weeks that followed were the hardest of her life. The house felt too quiet. Every room reminded her of what was gone. Every routine now felt unfamiliar. And then came the financial pressure. Bills that once felt manageable now became overwhelming. She had spent years prioritizing her family, not her career. And now she realized how vulnerable that decision had made her. For months, she tried to hold herself together for her children, but when they were asleep, she would sit alone and wonder how everything had fallen apart so quickly. There were days she barely had the strength to get out of bed. Days she questioned her worth. Days she wondered if she had failed as a wife, a partner, and even as a woman. But slowly, something began to shift. It didn't happen all at once. It started with survival. Miriam began taking small freelance work, simple administrative tasks she could do from home. At first, the money was small, almost insignificant, but it gave her something she hadn't felt in a long time: control. Then she expanded. She learned basic digital skills. She started offering virtual assistant services. She took online courses late at night after her children had gone to sleep. It was not easy. Some nights she cried from exhaustion. Other nights she wanted to quit entirely, but she kept going because she realized something important. She was not starting her life over. She was rebuilding it, piece by piece. Slowly, her work began to grow. Clients returned. Referrals came in. Her confidence, once shattered, began to return in small fragments. A year later, she was earning enough to support her household. 2 years later, she was running a small remote services business. The woman who once felt abandoned was now standing on her own foundation. Miriam's story is not just about divorce. It is about identity. Because when a long relationship ends, it doesn't just remove a partner. It forces you to rediscover who you are outside of that role. And that process is rarely quick. It is uncomfortable, confusing, and deeply emotional. But it also carries something unexpected: freedom. Not the kind that feels exciting at first, but the kind that slowly rebuilds your sense of self. Miriam didn't choose her ending, but she chose what came after it. And in doing so, she discovered a strength she didn't know she had: Thank you for listening to this episode of Second Chapter Stories. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe for more stories of courage, reinvention, and new beginnings. And tell us in the comments, have you ever had to rebuild your life after something unexpected ended? Your story might be the hope someone else needs today. Until next time, remember, sometimes life doesn't fall apart to destroy you. Sometimes it falls apart to rebuild you into someone stronger.